Hey, this is Bernie here with This Hour Has 6 Minutes. Humor Fest not. This one's a little more serious, but I'm just sitting outside the Alliance Church. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And look at that empty parking lot. There's something about emptiness I really like and enjoy in life, just being alone sometimes. And I actually showed up here about 15 minutes ago. Got to visit some of my old friends from here that I've known through the years since I've been here, and they were all just kind of leaving after the service. And I had went and got my Tim Hortons coffee and my stopped by Sobeys and got a cinnamon bun, I suppose, and talked with a good friend of mine, Carmen. Prayed a bit for some of my upcoming causes this week. You know, get God on my side, right? Look for His favor. That's kind of the idea as I push forth in the quest and the motions and initiatives of life, I suppose, I would suggest. It's a good cause. So I had a good visit, Carmen and Wes and a few others. But, what I want to talk to you today about is abortion. And, the Catholic Church in the 70s was about the only cause going, fighting for pro-life. And in the decades I've been alive, we've seen, bills and laws passed for free choice for a woman to reign in her own body and not have the birth and execute, murder the baby, I suppose. So the question I have is, and maybe this should be re-examined. Sometimes it's never too late to put something back on the table. But when you look at stuff like that, when does life actually start? The woman can feel the heartbeat of the baby. The ultrasound shows the life at a very, very early age, right after sperm and egg meet, more or less. Well, if all lives matter and black lives matter and all lives matter, I suppose, wouldn't a little baby's life matter that's in your stomach? And that's a question. And any guy, I suppose, and I'm not going to admit whether I'm one of them or not, that's not the point. But any guy that would have half say to have the baby, but the woman says, well, it's my body, so, but the father is part of the thing. Like, just for example, if your girlfriend owned a house and you moved over and you took all your belongings, nice leather couches, big Jumbotron TV, all that, and so it ends up all the belongings are in the house. Most of them are yours that you own, but together you've pooled a life, and then one day she says it's over, we're ending. Then do you take your stuff with you? Or I suppose if you compare it to the analogy of a baby and a mother's body housing the pregnancy, the baby, the little helpless life, in an example like that, well, the guy would say, well, I guess I can't take any of my stuff because it's your house and it's all in your house now, so I don't have any say. Or the woman would say that, I suppose. So it's a difficult society, but we have to make earthly decisions, and these choices affect our eternity too, how well we did down here, so we want to get it right. Has society got off track a bit in some cases? Hey, maybe. There's laws, there's lots of laws. I'll be talking about those next week, and I invite you to come join in the free enterprise sessions and tying it back to the laws of the ancient scripture and how we can utilize wisdom today. And I saw a friend of mine, young guy, works at Tim Hortons. I saw him standing outside the Catholic Church as I went by, talking to all the pretty young ladies in dresses, I suppose. And I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are there. Anyways, it's good to see, people want to learn and grow in the old wisdom. And then how to apply it today is what matters. So, if I was ever to be Prime Minister of Canada, and I don't imagine that day would ever come, I don't know that my initiative is that, or to even try, but if I would probably build a campaign on anti-abortion. My business, social, and environmental beliefs and role, and as a business consultant, and I believe in education and humanitarian human rights, I suppose. Well, that little human right starts right in the tummy. I would build my sole focus of my campaign, the number one thing, and focus on one thing sometimes is to repeal the bills of abortion and get anti-abortion in. Because if a mother's too young and there's might be reasons to not raise the kid, families are looking to adopt, and there's well put homes kids can be put in. That's my view. I wanted to share with you some hockey wisdom. You know, the game has changed and it's faster than it used to be, and a lot of that has to do with there's no red line anymore. There's a physical red line, but they took it out, and the puck can move from one end to 2/3 of the way down the ice in a blink of an eye, and then it's gone and in the other end. And I don't know if the game's better or not positionally in play, but it sure sweeps from one end to the other quicker. And, people would argue maybe it's better because it's faster, but look what happened to us in COVID. We all had to slow down and take note of our lives again. Instead of running around like chickens with our heads cut off in society with all these lives we've built. And maybe that's why everybody wants $100 barrel of oil, because we've built these lives way beyond our imagination and control. And, the frugal man knows how to live in tough times and keep expenses down, I suppose, right? So is hockey a better game? I don't know. It's fast, but I don't know if I enjoy it more. I love the game. I still enjoy it. But sometimes you make changes and you might got to go back. Maybe we should have this more positionally where the teams come out in a zone structure better again and the fans can follow it better and see what's going on and know the intimate characters of who's playing instead of this puck swooshing back and forth fast from one end and people revving around and you're not even sure if you identify with who's out there. So that's a thought. I better go now. Those are a couple of moral and ethical issues, I suppose. Not situational ethics. Your ethics, you take them with you wherever you go, whatever you believe in all situations. So you handle yourselves with care sometimes when a fight man comes in and says, hello, my Christian belief is such, but I'll fight you if you try to take me down, because I stand. Stand and stand and stand and stand till the end. When all else fails, keep standing. And that's the goal of any business and any life, as it should be. And if you give in, I guess you give in. But don't push me around. That's what I say. I treat everybody equal and with respect, and I love all of humanity with the proper kind of love, God's love. I can't do it on my own. I have to ask for his help.